There are people that are going even to artists in these constituencies, rural constituencies. One went to Karomo last week and he told the musician that he produced a name for me. Me, I have a position higher than Mwiinde in the party. I asked, is it you, but it is Waniso? I said, no. He's aspiring for Choma Central constituency. He has a bigger position in the party than Mwiinde. I said, is it Honorable Mwiinde? I said, no. I said, no. In that case, how then do we coherently bring our views and our ideas and market our political party? The political discontentment on the ground has been added due to the people that are aspiring, trying to antagonize the party. Valuma vafuzilira. In Tonga we call them basongora bugankamina. It looks like you have something that which pricked you. Then you tell somebody that, oh, help me by removing this thing. Then instead of removing it, he's pressing where it pains the most. So we know the people that are in good standing with the political party, UPND. When you talk about independent candidates, independent candidates, we are not saying independent candidates are enemies to us all. We are asking that those that want to stand, come first of all to the party. Let the party bless you. Let the party tell you, oh, these are the things that we are going to talk about. We are in voters registration now. A candidate is busy holding tournaments and is talking only about himself. He's not talking about voters registration. The relevance, the coherence of information is not only unsettled, is unhinged. We also have people that are even backing them secretly saying, no, you can win, you can win, you can win because you have this position. No. There is an institution. Rule number one is first of all to recognize the institution UPND. When we recognize the institution UPND, we go, do you fulfill even amongst them the conditions that which the chiefs have submitted? Are you above 40 years? You tell me that I'm speaking too much about Choma. Cornelius Mwetwa and I are the youngest in the race of the people that are competing. The other people, they don't even qualify even based on their age. They are older than Honorable Cornelius Mwetwa. The nearest person I have in the sequence of age is Honorable Mwetwa. Then you go and find somebody who wants to work against the policy that which we are trying to bring as Bill number 7. Then how are we together in the race for leadership? From the word go, you realize that this one, I need to bonfiafie. I need to bonfiafie cha UPND. Ukwewa atafike po arefwaya. Na kutuiza tisha hoho ililunda. Na kuzatisha chitengi cha UPND. Kulonda kashiko kuna kukenga kushikai. Uri mukutu beresia. Mujitonga. Uberesa kitenge cha UPND utegwa tu jara meso. Yes. We are not refusing that to mobilize. Even in the Bible, in the book of Acts, we hear of a woman who was possessed with demons. When the other people who were claiming that they know Jesus, the demon spoke and asked them, Jesus, you say we know. Peter, you say we know. But you, who are you? We are asking for the constituencies deep down there. We are not going to force candidates that they don't want. No. We will put a proper consultative dialogue with the grassroots in order for the products that which we have to be marketable, for the design of what His Excellency the President would want to deliver to the country. And as such, we do believe that individual interests, like me, if I want to become a member of parliament, then in the heart of the president, he says that nangutawasa mbira maiche naraku tumawalaya ube kwa ambassador for 5 years kuna anikani kuntu eno uko kufia loko ichalo fye chisupa chosharu mbrati walaya ku Britain ine nikaone Queen Elizabeth wamena pamanda wamena alamushika wambo dawa. But look, we are political who say everyone must toe the government, marry the government policy and the party for service, for smooth service delivery. not chabe competition ya chimpwena vyogati no ndefo ya nimbe MP pantu na limfogati ka gratuity badi runda. No, it's not about money. We're not diving for money. We have a very big capital, that which we need to preserve. The relationship, social capital, with the grassroots and with the people that we have struggled with to where we are. And as a result, yes, we are looking for youths. Yes, we are looking for women. Yes, we are looking for people with disabilities. Our appeal is that let us look for people who have a heart to serve in line and in tune with His Excellency, the President Hakainde Hichilema.
Let me ask you a very controversial question, and well, it's at your discretion whether to answer it or not, but the party, the UPND, I think the Secretary General not so long ago had reminded you, the UPND members, and also those that are aspiring on the UPND ticket, to say the UPND is not allowing you, the aspirants, or the aspiring members of parliament for these constituencies where you have a sitting member of parliament of the party. You've been having activities in Choma Central or in that constituency. Is that considered, are you campaigning, or what exactly are you doing in those activities? You have a sitting MP who is part of your party.
Thank you very much, sir, because it came from Secretariat, and I cannot antagonize it with all due respect. The activities that I've been having in Choma are not seasonal. These are ongoing activities. I do keep cattle in Choma. My mother lives in Choma. My father is buried in Choma. My great-grandfather is buried in Choma. If I say I have a village, besides Choma, maybe I can go to Northwestern where my uncle is. But I don't have a goat or even a sheep in Northwestern. I've got goats, I've got sheep and cattle in Choma. The Bible says, where your treasure is, your heart is there also. And whatever that which I'm doing in Choma, I run a football club for girls, which is at national level. We have professional coaches. We've got a team of girls from all walks of life. Others are still in school. And we support football. Sir, football on its own is actually expensive than politics. Not ijama tournament yakuti no babwera lero bachaisao ka tournament that wapasa 10 pin. No. We are surviving by the grace of God and the goodwill of special friends we have out there. Others within Zambia, others outside Zambia. And then when it comes to mobilization, you have asked me, as you call it, a controversial question. My duty is to mobilize the youths. Unless I've moved in the night, you will be seeing us very soon doing consultative dialogue, standing meetings in these constituencies around Lusaka with our youths. You will be seeing us. You have seen us travel around. We have gone for traditional ceremonies outside. I've gone to Mufumbwe. I've gone to Eastern Province. I've traveled out into Luapula. I've gone to different places. So the mobilization role and aspects are, if I have asked the member of parliament who is chief government spokesperson and information minister, I've asked him, I've said, I'm going to Choma. Are there any takeaway home information that I can inform the people whilst you are away? And he gives me a green light. He says, go and inform them on voters registration, go and mobilize, go and register yourself too. Should I say no? So it depends with the relationship people have. I don't have an enemy's mindset or attitude. Trust me, this is a public or a private radio station, as you may want it, but the Facebook channel is to the public. I'm not going into political service, and I will never be used as a tool to destroy another man, especially those that call themselves that they are closer to me. I ask and I speak sincerely and I act with sincerity. to the utmost of my abilities. And when I put my energies, I'm not only putting my energies for my personal gain. I'm doing a selfless community service to the people of Choma. When people tell you that we have got a deep tank here, which needs 50 pockets of cement, which if you don't do, our animals will die. Look, 2, 3, 4 animals have died. Should I now pick a phone and start calling the area member of parliament? It's my responsibility. In my village, people say, no, we need a borehole here. Should I now stand up and start demonizing, no, the UPND member of parliament, where I belong? The disciples were sent by Jesus to go and cast out demons and preach. I am in Choma to expand the horizon, or to create a way and enabling situation and environment for the president's vote not to go to waste. We are defenders of what is right. So we are not there to create enmity. To those that may have an opportunity to listen to me, I mean what I say. Yes, we have invested, we have spent a lot. What is money without service? What is money? If you pay for water, you expect to get water. You pay for water, then you get a Mercedes Benz. Is it fair? You pay 5 kwacha, you get a Mercedes Benz. It's not normal. So we are here on earth to offer service. We have families. Even the people that are in offices have got families. They need a concise consideration of an exit plan if ever there is. There must be a negotiated leadership exit plan. You don't just drop it like just a confusion or a merry of confusion. No, no, no. We are a formal political entity, and at my level, I am in the highest level of political leadership in the country. I sit in the policy making decision body, and I must not dwell so much on myself and my interests. I must be selfless. If I hear a resident of Choma, whether he's a supporter of Honorable Konyiya Sibwetwa, he's a supporter of even any other aspirant who wants to quote himself that is UPND, because now everyone is UPND. There was a time when we were in Shesheke, they were not there. When we were in Mufumbwe, they were not there. When we were in Mangango, they were not there. When we were in Mfuwe, they were not there. When it was hot, they could not add a voice. But then they have come. It's just understandable. It's understood. We appreciate that a fertile ground has been created, but we cannot allow a situation where the same parasite, the same bacteria becomes the antidote.
Well, before opening the phone lines, let's attend to one issue, very hot issue. Obviously, on the eve of independence, there is a named church that was supposed to have night prayers or prayers and overnight, and then reports that came were that the police went and disrupted these prayers and sent everybody packing to go back home. We've seen statements coming through from State House, from the Zambia police, as well as from government in the Ministry of Information and Media. But then you are here representing the party. When you saw or heard of that story on media, how did you get it, especially the fact that many people condemned the government as well as the UPND to say this is a Christian nation and it's not right for the government to disrupt prayers and also to send people back in home when they've come to seek for God?
The question you have asked is very political. At the center of everything I do, as a person seated, as a guest, you as a host, at the center of everything I do, there is God, through Jesus Christ the Son. The church just like demonstrated by His Excellency. He visited the church in Rusangu. He visited the church just a few days ago in the Central Province, the UCZ, is at the center of the core business of governance. They are intercessors in the churches, including Pastor or Bishop Sunday Sinyangwe. In his church, we have got very close friends to our hearts. They may not be members of the UPND. They are as good as our family. We need to respect each other's sphere of operation. In this country, we have a National Day of Prayer and Reconciliation, which is on the 18th. 6 days later, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 6 days later, we had an event which is called Standing in the Gap or Crossover Night. For me, I don't know how my eyes see. I never saw Police Commissioner for Lusaka standing on the stage to disperse people. I'm taking an extract from the PS information. In this country, we knew that there was a Mozambican president who was coming in for the independence celebration. And above that, the vice president was supposed to do a flag hosting for the independence celebration on that very particular night. And you are very much aware that at the center of her activities, the vice president, who is the leader of government, the vice president is a Christian. You have no doubt. So when there's collusion in the leaders and in the leadership, there must not be a blame game, especially within the Christian fraternity. Because Christianity, unless the 2046 island has expired, Christianity does not thrive on competition. Christianity thrives on cooperation, unity, peace, understanding, endurance, perseverance, and above all, love. Where there is love, there is respect. It's unfortunate that I cannot live on top of the word that which I'm speaking. The word is a spirit. My intentions are moving side by side with what I'm saying. So the disruption, it's to nobody's interest except to the common man, if at all. Other people who did not have an intention as the symposium that which gathered there of pastors, even international delegates. Other people with a different mindset went there and caused commotion, and the pastors cried for help and the police did not go there. They would have said the government is negligent of its people because the Zambia police would have been committed with other functions somewhere. Yes, we understand in the church there are ushers, there are deacons, there are elders, in the hierarchy of leadership. But the responsibility to look at national security is not for the ushers and is not for the deacons. It is for the state police. As a believer and as a worshipper of a true God, I believe that Bishop Sunday Sinyangwe has also moved on. He has understood what transpired. To a common youth, fellow youth, my young brothers, elder sisters, elder brothers, cousins, uncles, aunties, and grandmothers, that had hope in the healing, in the word on that particular night. The word unspoken is the word kept. The God whom we serve, he will create another enabling environment such that such a word will be shared. Unfortunately, there were expenses to that effect, which I'm with the congregants, I'm with the citizens. As a youth leader, I was also called. Hey, have you seen? What have you done? Hey, no, your government, hey, your party. We said, no, let me find out. That program has been going on and on and on. And we're just asking that when information is given to us as leaders, let us also be transparent enough to also disseminate it to our juniors. I think there was a communique between the police command and the church leadership, and I leave it there. And you, the media, who transmit information from one end to the other, be as ethically right and as considerate as possible, not to mix and bring about strife in society. It benefits nobody. We would want to have peace, a harmony, and unity as we have always lived as a people in a country called Zambia. I thank you.
Thank you so much, and of course, let's begin picking calls. Our dear listener, the phone line is now open. You can call us on the number 0955221515. If you can put on your headsets. Hello, good morning. Okay, lost that one. You're still calling us on 0955221515. Good morning. Good morning, you're through to the program. Tawaka bwino mwaka bwanji.
Ni shangu bazitwani.
Ati bandani zina mtumira kuti. Sepiso ko John Lake. Okay, Garden House. You can go through with your contribution.
Kaniatari. Kwa kuwalifu, mwizo kutunga kanya tentari. Sisi chabwani pankania tentari. Ya tenezera kuti wanachita kuti exchange timo sisi. Bakumbera ko chula kuza cha zakalipira. Kemwiri yense tizakuza kuti ukalipire. Izidi zesi wandakira ungangala ndivyo mzakamba kuti tendegeza kutizio zakalipira ni wandani. But manje mkapotente nzike bwatoka kuitingi. Zakalipira ndani sisi ngongole timozi wanfuti kuti ya UPND banakongo ndrama zingati. Na pia fonatia kongole zingati. Kuti ngarewezi kuti tendera pati. Azita ngakamba kuti please let's come back to the news. Papa ngawa uzoka imwendi wa yusi amana. Let's come back to please. Yamana makufuri vezo tite veli makufuri of Tanzania. Vezo tite ezenda funta kombo nesikana sio zina ngwe. But ezenda funta mukara bwangi mkombo. Wanzera mabizo wazia siku danda za kutia hivi sana. Vindweni vo vuta kana but afungo kulekta vindu ngari bionda ni president. Sasa sisi panyumba kwa kana vindu vazio wana kutia matenza wana ndio pale usawa kwa bana ba kwa zimepezi azongazi ikamba tena wa PF ni wandani kutoka mzaide kan disen master bin troy sasa tadi bin troy control sasa bin troy sasa bin ande na kulira kwa bana wake azonga chama cha
Zikomo ba Sepiso. Zikomo pambili. And to you, Sepiso, as well as our other listeners, remember that my guest is Trevor Mwiinde and not Gilbert Liswaniso. So Trevor Mwiinde, he is the Deputy National Youth Chairperson. Good afternoon. Good morning, rather.
How are you, sir? Thank you, one more.
Moderate one portion and one of what I push us on it. Yeah, it's Shinkangesho Malanda Pari. I am my pending. Just particularly Panga since it goes in the Malore Shinosta.
aba using nation ya UPND by independent yawe inachinja na mano amba no kuponta mu parliament kiriya yetu kirepanga sense palapena mwali chaya bulino but palino station twecho ningalanda wino sana sisi ama payment ku agriculture yo wimbo tuwimba every day but wimbo ndefo ayo kuimba iliri neri ashimule tupera fertilizer na mukitabu ino sana kozi ne fertilizer bali mpela ivacha tesi ya tuwalela ndero ba transport bakali bale special ba transport atiyo ba transporter ebale ngere fertilizer taishi yo ni bakaki ye ni area of on district nomba pali no stetabo ukutumira pe message mfoni wayakuli yangu nani kale tira apera maipu to palya leta chama president bali bombe chintu chikalamba sana tulefwa nomba mkontrole na pali social cash transfer kozi abantu abengi social cash transfer bali ifwaya kozi abalande otulikumyo cha social sana bengi sana nendere lipo na abantu bafule ikintu kindekyo balelomba abantu ba president baliranda ati bapapata yewe wakitiri ati napusa basho wisido 20% bale ifwaya mu 2026 oloka 10% at least abantu futhi bonfe ko bwino bavine bamfire ini conclusion yapande.
Yes, Mama. Thank you so much, Bamare. Thank you so much for coming through. All right, so let me pick one more, and then I give you a chance to respond. 0955221515. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm well, thanks. And how are you, sir?
Brother Chisha, please go ahead with your contribution.
About two issues. The first one I'll talk about limitation. Mr. Mwiinde, I'm from Pambasha constituents myself. Just like the previous caller said, of which I don't want to doubt his claims, it was the Pambasha, it's a big constituency in size, but not really, which means the limitation. But to be honest with you, Mr. Mwiinde, the issue of constitution, it was not supposed to be rushed the way UPND wants to put it. It is not a priority to me. Pambasha constituents has been having different members of parliament, and they have been managing it. How come 2026 is going to be so difficult for members of parliament to manage Pambasha constituents? Not just Pambasha constituents. Choma Central has been being managed by single MPs. Talk of other constituencies in Zambia. How come today we are having a crisis of to rush things, no less to the state because the constituencies are big? Are these constituencies big today? So my advice to you, Ken, is that work on issues which are so important for Zambians. The issue of constituency and the issue of constituencies, maybe these others, you can come and do them even after 2026. Look at the way people are suffering in terms of power. People are in darkness and every time. These are the issues we need to work on, Mr. Mwiinde and your government. Look at the way poverty is striking people's homes. A 2 kg sugar, as I'm speaking, it's 8 quarter to 70 quarter. These are the things we need to work on, Mr. Mwiinde. No?
Thank you so much, Brother Chisha. I've actually given you 2 minutes instead of 1 minute. Be quick.
Second, I don't know why you are justifying the issue of Mr. Bishop Sunyangwe. And what's happening is why is this there? The appointing authority was not aware of that such embarrassing thing. Why are they keeping the Inspector General of Police not being fired? Because if the authority was not aware, they're supposed to take action now. But the people went and disturbed the hospitals there. Mr. Mwiinde, you are a believer. I want to believe you go to church. Church is supposed to be respected. If the appointing authority was not aware, my question to you is, why are they keeping the Inspector General of Police up to today without taking action against him?
Thank you so much, Brother Chish. All right, we can start responding to those questions.
Well, Sepiso Garden House, thank you very much. Just as well corrected, Sepiso Kina Trevor Mwiinde, he was talking about debt restructuring, I think. And debt restructuring has reached 94%, meaning that there's only 6% remaining. And Zambia, amongst many countries that which are having debt problems and debt burdens, becomes one of the first countries to reach this far. Okay. And this is due to the discipline, coherency, and the dedication of you, the citizens, and your leader, President Hakainde Hichilema. We must feel proud to be part and parcel of a leadership that which is concerned with issues that which can positively and negatively impact our lives if not well handled. And Mulenga, voice of Luapula, thank you very much. And thank you for recognizing the position of the party on the independent candidates. Payments to farmers. Minister of Agriculture, I think the Chief Government spokesperson was privileged. Last week he did address this issue and it was on news that there will be a systematic payment, especially that Food Reserve Agencies from Minister of Agriculture has also been able to make some cash inroads due to some transactions. And we want to thank you, Mulenga, particularly. Tamuli bali voka fie n'okulima mulalima ekyo kirefu ayikokuba omuntu uli wonse afirale erima tapali omuntu ufirale itashafye mukulya. You are creating, even on the MDGs that which are written on the wall fence there along acres of the UN, consumption and production must be well checked and well balanced. Tetube fye abantu abayishwa fye okulya then tetwaba abantu abayishwa okuchita produce nangu okufujja enfisabo. So twatotera sana pali mwe bamulenga mwe bayiperesha okwebati n'okulima mulalima awe tukesa tandalira ku kufamu kumyeno tukamonero mwa landa pono kwebati voucher system naenda bwino sana pantu ile isafye direct utuma message kuma phone na ifunya ama ghost beneficiaries balaba lepo kelelenda rama mu mashina y'abantu abafwa. So if you feel na fyumfika fye bwino ndesubira okwebati cyaro chonse ziko lonse ndi amene zilili matere kuti bantu bapokerera mbuto zawo za ulimi mwa musanga kopanda mavuto yali yonse. Social cash transfer magamba kuti kuninga chita inro bambiri bantu bangenepo bambiri fuka bantu bovutika ni bambiri muziko mwa icho na isenso ayo mauti za nyamura na bapeleka kusogolo kuti ba minister boyanganirapo baikepo ndondomeko yokwana napsa ati bantu bakali kufuna kuti kaja ka 10% na 2026 kakakureko niziwa kuti ziko ikayanganiwa na msogolero wa bwino wamene ali na maganizo ya bwino pali bantu bamene ayanganira singa nkale chovuta kuti pasogolo pamene turi uyenda batitandizire mukwana 10% ni pang'ono maningi nizindikira kuti President South Africa no pushing or kuuza vambiri bazasebenzerapo. Then tabwera kuri bill number 7 delimitation aba vachisha au mari hizi contribution kuri because bamulenga n'abasosapo pali pambashe mpika chinsari na bena babrala chisha n'abalanda pali delimitation pali pambashe then n'abayisa ishusha bene bakana okwebataza to the delimitation mwebekala charondefu ya mibukisheko. Constitutional amendment from 1991. It was a year of elections. 1996. It was a year of elections. 2006. It was a year of elections. 2016. Iyamene nachita balungu. It was a year of elections. Constitutional amendment ngati zachitika this year or zachitika next year. In this country, constitutional amendment vachisha kaviye nkuskuru muye mumone kwa paper. Yonse fyale chitika umwaka otule kwato okusala. Elo ayama amendments ninshi yale chitikira. Yale chitika pantu tulefo okweba ati abantu benga kwata ko butungurushi ubuli bwino ero bengo mfwa bwino muma services yo baraba pera tatulefaya oli wonso wa kuchalira kunu mana kaliya iyo patu nshinda rama bare pera isha CDF ichala bipa ponga kawambwa baisa iputura ya kwatako ama constituencies na yimbi imo ukweba tindara ma instead ya pambashe fye mure poka ko ka 120 million instead of 80 million. Twiratarikira kwa abantu abapina munshire otulefu okweba tifi kansa fire twendera. If cancer fira tulesho okweba tuture umfwana ichisuma kuchalo chifure chabe chisuma no kumuntu fye ngaine. Umuntu nsengaine. Somo bale shalira ichibemba cha kwata kwensosero ira ndoko ebati ichuma cha mushi babika nabakaya so bale fo kumipera abakaya abengi ukwebati nangu kula afise chuma cha musheko mukaraka nina mufure ko tuma point no tumule mona fie pambashe na kawambwa MP ruwapula yonse mwe yavera muri icho. Allow me to put this in English. Constitutional amendments in this country from 1991 to 2016, they were all happening in years when we were having general elections in this country. Why would you want to stop the New Dawn administration, President Againde's led government, from having the constitutional amendments now? Because you are the same people that were saying, no, he will resign, he will not manage to govern this country. He has governed, he did not ask for this constitutional amendment in year one. And he has governed under very difficult circumstances, navigating, doing the debt restructuring to 94%, creating employment for the youths, making sure that the social cash transfer is enhanced, making sure that the learning institutions, the gazetted learning institutions move from 2 to 10 public universities recognized where bursaries are being given, meal allowances are being given, enrolling more than 2.3 million children going back to school, feeding program in schools for more than 4 million pupils that are being fed in schools, employment of teachers, recruitment of health workers, employment of military personnel in a very impartial way within a short period of time. Roads. I will begin with the Monzeniko Road, which has never been worked ever since Zambia was born. We go to the Chadiza Road, which has never been worked ever since Zambia was born. The dual carriageway, which has reached a very advanced stage, which has not been concepted, which other people wanted to take into maybe triple means of earning income to themselves. You go to the Ndola Mufurira Road, which is being worked. Go today to Kitwe, the very road which goes to Karurushi. The Nkana MP, I was there, I was privileged when we were reopening Mopani. I was privileged when the president said, I will work on this road. And it is a road that which is now where everybody is talking good about the UPND. Nangura tapa soswa. Nangura tawe muntu temusuma. Where is it wrong for constitutional amendments in order to have more members of parliament so that the national cake is shared properly? The census reviewed that the population of Zambia increased. And the population, when it has increased, it needs also rethinking the processes, replanning, rescheduling certain things. And it must be realigned with the constitution in order also to bring in more voices of youth participation, persons with disability. It is only the constitution that which can mandate such, because we as UPND, we promised persons living with disabilities. There is a provision that we need to marry what we promised and what we ought to do. So, 1991, it was a year of elections. 1996, constitutional review, it was a year of elections. 2006, it was a year of elections. 2016, it was a year of election. So stop misinforming the public that the UPND wants to change the constitution in a year of elections. Where were you? And why were you silent in all these 4 constitutional amendment times that which were happening in years of election in our country? Tatwalala, twaliruka. Let's stop abusing one another's name. UPND has worked on the Ruansha Masangano Road. UPND has delivered without making noise, without raising billboards. We were in this country where every little development which was done, there was a billboard for one man. This time you can go out there. Even just here at Son Park, you find a billboard for Michael Sata. Just there at Hero Stadium, you find a billboard for Kaunda. Before in this country, at this time, you would have found the Chitenga materials and the billboards only for one candidate who was the sitting president. We must appreciate our youths and our women in this country for dedicating their energies in doing what is right. We know we have an energy deficit in this country, just like Chisha was putting it. Solar energy is coming only to light up. But there is another phase of energy, that which has been silent and quiet, which is coming. Soon, when we'll be allowed to speak about it, when the technocrats are through with what they are doing, we will come on board and inform the country. I thank you.
Well, let's get more participation from the people. Owing to the fact that you've already touched on the issues of roads, let me read this message on our Facebook, and it's coming from Willie. He says, good morning, Lance and Mwabukabuti Mwiinde. This is William Mahonyi Ngenda within Bauledi. Greetings to all UPND callers. Mr. Mwiinde, can you help us to talk with Honorable Mwetwa? We want a tarmac there ku Sibanyati Dundumwezi Road. Let these 2 MPs work on that road, because that road is in a very bad state. Otherwise, come 2026, HH, Bamwetwa and Masowe. And then he continues, secondly, Mr. Mwiinde, how have you dealt with those cadres who touched Black Apple? I myself, as a UPND, I cannot do that, putting a fellow Zambian on fire because he or she is not supporting the same party that I'm supporting. Then the next message is coming from Mulumbeni. He says, given the UPND's campaign promises during the 2021 elections, including the creation of 1 million jobs for youths, the resolution of load shedding, tackling corruption, and promoting good governance, how can the government explain the failure to deliver on these promises? With the ongoing power outages, the persistence of corruption highlighted by the FIC report, delays in youth empowerment programs, and the controversial push for Bill 7, which many view as an attempt to consolidate power and weaken the judiciary. Why does it seem that the leadership Zambians hoped for has not materialized? In addition, why is there a growing perception that the government is not listening to the public, especially considering the rising cost of living, continued healthcare and education challenges, and a lack of progress in addressing the economy's real structural issues? How do the UPND explain their handling of public dissent, especially the growing tensions with the opposition and their efforts to addressing political polarization in the country? Alright, so let me also give you at least 2 or 3 calls as we continue engaging the public. Good morning. Alright, lost that one. You're still calling us on 0955 221515. Good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you.
Good morning, Mawena Ntumbachushi Mlishani.
Ukulondora amana ya kulondora lefi endunguru shturefwaya ila teko mutima. I think you are like Gilbert Ruswaniso you. You ukulondora bwino sana obusaka ukwabuloku unalondora bwino sana abantu bale ufwa ekyo turefwaya ekibane. It is a very well known fact. Eko ufumine eko ndene monde pitano mu ukwaba the president Dichilema is ended for victory in 2026. It's a very well known fact. Therefore, we want the right team to campaign the president as he forms government in 2026. MPs that will aspire to become MPs should be adopted by the UPND nationwide secretariat. One, two, you know, where I'm coming from, moderator, people are saying this president has educated more children than any other president in this country. From independence, the Kwabo was something free education up to from 5 to 1 to appreciate. So to require any of my parents, you will be re-elected. To require my MPs, our next aspire to accompany him. So if the national deputy chairman there is aspiring, is welcome. We want the right team. That is good. Because it's a well-known thing. We can push on you on the first. We are pushing abantu. As so many pocket markets, the whole year, no president, you know what I'm going. Watching Buruka, Zambia is not Lusaka, Zambia is 10 provinces. When you ask Mumishu, they will tell you to say President Dikire manufacturer, he has no competitor. This is the first.
Thank you so much, Vagavan. Thank you so much for coming through. 0955 221515. 0955 221515. That's the number. Good morning. Good morning. You're through to the program. Lost that one. If you can manage to come back, we'll be glad to hear from you. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Tawakabu inokaye mama wakabwaji.
Kiribu inoka nao.
Good morning, sir.
Mumveka ye.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Mumveka.
Mumveka.
Kubera topic abanye bakwenyu mugwa batumira kwa mandevu. Guest mukamba kwino murondorola. I think is background bafuna kurondorola kwaso. Asembe the entire UPND yakalama ambassador amenye bariri kurondorola ma policies ya government amenye ko vindu atenda kule.
Vamugwagwa hapa mwaleka kumveka.
Development sioneka boss. Nika watu wametira usimanevu ijuliwe fata nkaramo takulira mwamene sioneka. Kikaenda kumasogoleli mumakommunity meeting wakamba kusa imandevu inakufita. Odoti seneza kusaidu ukuoneka monga kutwa bwangi sisenza. Kufika Q7 ispite bossi. Bantu kumiti. Mwaka bwe kuna kwa mandevu like kumiti. Kifuna kuzua kusenta kuti na submiti. Kuti tika kwa mandevu Q7.
Ziko mkwambili wa mugwagwa. Zikomo kwambiri Bamugwago. All right, so let me pick one last one, because when we come back, you will be responding, as well as also we should be winding up. Good morning. Kindly turn down the volume on your radio. Tauka bwino mwaka bwanji. Geoffrey? Oh, okay.
Mdara vile nzaka mbako ya kisimozi wandu tufunika tikamba vazoona. Hello?
Timvera mungapitiriza.
Wandu tufunika tikamba vazoona. Mdara kamba tino supermarket shani na PF benze murulini. Kaili wachameneze kujia na PF. Bigati kutetu na PF kukamba babuna. Otherwise, to tell you the truth, UPND is not doing good. It's not doing good. When I promise people about a vote, na bae vistika, sivamene, ve vistika kumanga chewanzi che, jebe nuona hapo venchele, kumanga chewanzao. Otherwise, urungweta ndiyo wenaziwa. That come 2026. Come 2026, mzaka ona utkasi, ngati watu nga mwisho wa UPND. Wazapita 2026. But we're in 2026. We're fighting Kani. So don't worry. When I come back, wait, get this gamba chungamo. Bitu sisi mushi. Kungari ya temu manga wanti. Hai. Then chitu amena sene za chewa UPND. Wanapromisa pili. Special president. Na ma. Subishiki. Kaya ungari za ule tapafike bati. Mizingati. So sometimes such is gondo gamba chindawa ile nilikupati. Ndani diako kwa president okapani diako kwa minister then ningo kamba je chikambe pake yeah so keba yanga ziko
Zikomo kwambiri ba Geoffrey. Well, Deputy Youth Chair, let's respond. You might not respond to everybody else, but let's begin responding as you also contemplate.
Of Ntumba Chushi, we thank you very much for the tour of duty that which you have had across the country. We are very grateful. Zambia, when it was getting independence, I think we were not 10 million in this country. And even if the reserves of the monies that which were there, at that time we could not take 2.3 million people to the universities or to even sponsor the numbers that which are being sponsored in terms of 2.3 million pupils in schools. The opposite of that 2.3 million junkies in society, this country will not be the same. So I want to encourage those that are seeing the positives that the new PND is doing. They must continue to propagate the message with humility to the people. And we know that somebody is saying, Mr. William Mahonyi, that I should be able to help them to talk to Honorable Mwiinde and the Dundumweze MP to deal with the issues of the Dundumweze Road. I do believe that the leaders are listening and the leaders are hearing, and it is for that reason, in constituencies where there are high population, in the near future, they will be able to manage out of the increased CDF. They will be able to budget 5 kilometers this year, they do. 5 kilometers that year, they do. For tarmac, they will be able to budget for themselves. After 5 years, 25 kilometers. After 10 years, if the leadership vision and mission is well supported, the increase in CDF is deliberate to make sure that the development can go back to the grassroots and the people must benefit. And he asked me to talk about Black Apple. I do believe this matter is before the courts of law now, and I may not be able to dilute what the investigative agencies are doing in the country. We have got a government that which has given clear, the writing is on the wall. The police, the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature, they are well aware of their responsibility. And we may not be able to take their role as a political party. So government to explain power failures. Power failures have been explained time without number. We have said we are very sorry to the citizens. We sincerely feel the impact as well. We are not living elsewhere, we are living within this very country. We feel the negative impact of these power outages. And our word of encouragement is that leadership has not just sat idle. Many solar power projects have been commissioned in different sites and different districts across Zambia. That is so to make sure that that burden of a challenge on our citizens' shoulders is ameliorated. And this the president has demonstrated. Even when he was addressing parliament, he did mention that I live with you, I feel the burden of your complaints. And a request was made that we must find other alternative means of power, including the recent visit, even on the Independence Day, of the president from Mozambique. The talk was about power importation. It was in the open public domain that the president is still seeking to unlock the many burdens surrounding the energy sector of our country. So I think we have taken note, and we will be going down to the communities to explain to people on heart-to-heart conversations as we do our youth consultative dialogue meetings in the constituencies and in the wards. So delays in youth empowerment. Delays in youth empowerment could be associated with the particular area member of parliament's disbursement attitude on the CDF agenda. CDF has been given equally without any political inclinations. Youth empowerment, grants, loans, youth scholarships have been given across the country. Ngatamule ya kuskuru ukweko mwavera tamule sambili lokubumfiendera masha CDF. Ninshifye ba MP benefyo baba bali shupafye. Ninshi the member of parliament is the one who is ndiye bovuta. Manasanga jabe kuti basakupaseni. Growing perception of government not listening. Sir, we came here as a political party, that which is a mother and a father to the government. And we came here because you called us last night. And we also consulted the media department that, should we go? And we were given a go ahead that you should go ahead. And that's why we are here. So we are responding to the needs of the people. To those that feel that we are not responding to them, we are available. We chose deliberately to be servants of the people, and there's no reason as to why we should be above the people we chose to serve. We are available to be sent. We are available to be criticized in a positive way for the growth of our country, not for individual character assassination. We are available to make sure that the service delivery, the services that which the citizens are receiving from their government are at breaking speed as time goes by. Then we also have Mr. Kwenyu Mugwagowa said he is looking for the team that which is doing the constitutional amendment bill number 7 to consider also coming into Mandevu, because this constituency is Mandevu, more than 120,000 voters. Kanyama, more than 170,000 voters. And these very 170,000 voters, they have the same number as people that are in a constituency that which has got 10,000 voters like Zambezi West. So it will just be fair that constitutional amendment bill number 7 to constituencies that which have a registered voter above 50,000. And those that which are also big in terms of landmass, like the way Mandevu is. Mandevu, we are talking about SOS. Mandevu, we are talking about Marapodi. We are talking about Garden. We are talking about Kabanana. We are talking about Ngombe. If you look at these compounds, they are not located in one area that one can move within 30 minutes. You need to navigate around Mandevu for more than 2 hours in order for you to finish. And when you look at even Munari, it houses higher learning institutions, NRDC, Chainama, University of Zambia. And you look at the population distribution around those areas, you look at Mutendere, you look at Karingalinga, you look at Hirenkaunda. You see, we understand what we are doing as politicians, and we believe that at no point are we ahead of our citizens. We are always moving behind the citizens with their guidance, with their submissions. In humility, we shall be able to fulfill what we promise to do for them. So looking at Kanyama constituency on its own, it's the closest to town. This constituency, it is very, very densely populated. It is home to the Soweto market. It is home to the city market. It is home to Chiboria. It is home to site and service. Home to Bagadadi, kwa Banda, kwa Masauko. You go deeper, further there when you reach towards Makeni, as you enter into Chiranga. So we want to believe that we can do better if only we could listen to the underprivileged. Not many have got the capability and the capacity to make a phone call on this platform. Not many have got an opportunity to make a contribution to this program. Many people would want such programs to be heard, such programs to go ahead and continue, especially the constitutional amendments.
All right, thank you so much.
We are humbled, thank you. We are humbled.
It's always a pleasure to host you here on 5FM Radio.
Yes, sir.
All right. And well, also thank you so much to you, our dear listener, for having time to join us on the Tuesday edition of the Burning Issue program. And then also remember that
There is one caller who called Nelson Sakala. We should not ride on common hatred. That was the last caller who said the UPND is only good in arresting others. Find out those that were arrested, what did they do? UPND arrested its own civil servants. UPND even dismissed civil servants from office for doing wrong to the citizens. UPND arrested even its own cadres. Did you see it happen in any other governments that were before us? So by that, even we as the youth leaders, tell us politely where you see that we are not balanced. If your uncle, Mr. Sakala, Nelson Sakala, who was calling from ZLA, if your uncle and you were used to eating things from people that stole from this country, there were people that were supposed to be saved and serviced out of the money that which your uncle diverted or stole. We have no apology but to arrest him. He has to go and serve his sentence. And if you so well intend that you also want to pursue public office so that you can go on the path of your uncle, my brother, my sister, let us not bring in vulnerable, weaker blood systems in leadership, those that which have got a trait of leaders that want to exhibit kleptomaniarism or nzeruzo kuba. We refuse the spirit of people that want to support evil. We have got a country. Zambia is a Christian nation. Being a Christian nation, let us support norms, values, and cultures that which bring us together. Ukawalala sunga mange munzi.
Zikomo kwambiri, and of course a special thanks goes to our partner radio stations for carrying this program live on their respective radio stations. Talking about Isunga Radio in Northern Province, Spice FM